topic of this chapter, that is how the metals and non-metals are reacting with each other. Actually, beta, just remember student one thing. Whenever we are talking about the metals and the non-metal, okay, just remember that one side metal and one side non-metal. Then metals having tendency to lose the electron, non-metal is having tendency to gain the electron. So whenever metal and non-metal are combining, usually they are going to make a ionic bond. What they are going to make? They are going to make a ionic bond. Okay, student, and I will tell you what is the meaning of ionic bond. In the ionic bond, there is complete transference, complete transference of electron from one atom to another. That is called a ionic bond. Now let's take a few examples for that. Let it be this is sodium. Okay, sodium configuration is 2, 8, 1. So how can it become stable? By losing its one electron, it can become stable. Same way, you see the chlorine. Chlorine configuration is 2, 8, 7. So how it can become stable? It can become stable by gaining the one electron. So when you will combine the Na and Cl, what usually you are saying about that? You simply just say there that Na will give its electron to the Cl. That is why sodium will be positive and Cl will be negative, and there will be the ionic bond. What will be there? There will be the ionic bond, complete transfer of electron from sodium to chlorine. Same way, student, I can give you one more example is there. Let it be I am talking about one more example, magnesium chloride. So whensoever we are talking about the magnesium atomic number is 2, 8, 2. Though how the magnesium can become stable? By losing its 2 electron. Clear? Now, by losing its 2 electron, though how many chlorine is required? One chlorine is 2, 8, 7. It can gain only one electron and it will become Cl negative. But magnesium has to give its 2 electron. So it means there should be 2 chlorine. Okay, Cl negative. And student, just remember one thing, it's very, very important for you, that whenever there is a lose of electron, it is always written on the right hand side, and whenever there is a gain of electron, it is always written on the left hand side. Just remember one thing. Okay, now what we can write there, just see all of you how we are going to make a ionic bond over there. Magnesium and Cl. Magnesium is having how many electron in the valence shell? 2 electron. I am writing like this way, 2 electron I have written there. Now you see after that 2, 4, 6 and 7. 2, 4, 6 and 7. One electron can go there, one electron can go there. So that is why Mg will contain a 2 positive charge. Okay, then what will be the, how we can write this one? How we can write this one? There will be the Mg, there will be, therefore how we can write it? We can write like this way only. Okay, we can use like this way. Okay, so here we can write Mg 2 positive and Cl2 negative. This is the ionic bond of MgCl2. Clear, student? Same way we can write. We can take another example. You see aluminium. Aluminium atomic number is 13. So what you can write? 2, 8, 3. So how it can become stable? By losing the 3 electron. Now aluminium has to lose 3 electron. Then who will accept 3 electron? So it means we have to use the 3 chlorine. Cl negative. Here also Cl negative. Here also Cl negative. Am I right? then what you're going to write over there, AlCl3 means Al3 positive and Cl negative. Is that clear to you to all? The student, like this way only we should have to know about the ionic bond. Means one is losing the electron and another one is gaining the electron. Same way I'm giving you one more example into that. Let it be sodium oxide. Okay, now you must see, all of you, in a sodium oxide, as already we have done, sodium 2,8,1. So what you can write, sodium positive plus electron. Okay, now sodium is losing one electron. Now oxygen, you see, 2,6. So it requires 2 electron to become stable. So it will become O2 negative. क्या बन जाएगा ये, O2 negative. Now you see the difference. So it means sodium is losing only 1 electron, but oxygen is gaining 2 electron. It means sodium we have to take 2 times. So what will be the formula, beta? Oxygen, then what you will write there, Na2O positive and 2 negative. Clear? This formula will be sodium oxide. Is that clear? Are you getting my point? Okay, same way I'm going to take one more example, that is a calcium oxide. You must see, calcium is 2,8,8,2. How can it become stable? By losing the 2 electron. Okay, oxygen, you see, it can become stable by gaining the 2 electron. So it becomes O2 negative. So formula will be CaO. Now equal number of lose and equal number of gain the electron. Is that clear? So these were the few examples of the ionic bond. Okay student, now after that we can do some properties of the ionic bond that we should have to know very well. This is very important part of this chapter. So whenever we are talking about the properties of the ionic bond, number 1. Now in the properties of ionic compound, before the properties of ionic compound, they told you one activity is here, that is 3.13 activity. Take a samples of sodium chloride, potassium iodide, barium chloride or any other salt. What is their physical state of these salts? Take small quantity of sample on a metal of spatula, heat directly on the flame. Repeat the other sample. What did you observe? Did the sample impart any color to the flame? Do these compound melts, dry to dissolve in a water, petrol, kerosene oil? Make a circuit, insert the electrodes, and like these all the things we have to find out. So student, before doing this activity we should have to know only one thing, basically, that about the physical properties of these ionic compound. Okay students, I will tell you now what is going to happening over there whenever we are talking about the physical properties of the metals. Okay, you must see, all of you, before doing this one we should have to know the physical properties of the ionic compound. So number 1, I will tell you, but usually ionic compounds are solid. And hard. Why? Because I think you know very well, they are having up one positive charge and one negative charge. Oppositely charges are there and strong forces of attraction is there. So that is why they become very hard, and usually these compounds are brittle, means they can break if force will be applied. So physical state is usually solids. Then about their melting and boiling point, but their melting and boiling point will be high. As I told you, why high? Because A positive, B negative, means oppositely charge is there, they will attract each other and there will be a strong forces of attraction and energy is required to break the bonds. Then solubility. Whenever we are talking about the solubility, but just remember one thing, that ionic compound is also called electrovalent compound. Electrovalent, because valence shell electrons only losing and gaining. That is why they are called electrovalent compound, and they are soluble in water and insoluble in the organic compounds. Why they are soluble in water? Because nature of the water nature and ionic compound nature is almost same. Water and ionic nature is almost same. That is why they are soluble in the water. Then conduction of electricity. So students, whenever we are talking about the conduction of electricity, just remember one thing. ionic solids as it is are cannot conduct electricity, but when they are in the molten state or they are in the aqueous solution, they can conduct electricity. Why? I think you know very well, in the solids there is no movement of ions, but when they are in the aqueous solution, or they are in the molten state, then there is a movement of the electron and they can conduct the electricity. Is that clear? They can conduct the electricity very easily. So these were the properties of the ionic compound. Student, now you see this activity. I think now you will get the answers of all these questions what I told you. Now they told you physical state of the salt, even a potassium iodide, barium, they are solid in nature. Then spatula heat directly on the flame, heat directly, beta. Yeah, they are having a high melting point. Okay, did these samples impart any color to the flame? Different salt will give a different flame to the color. Different salt will give a different flame to the color. It depend upon the cation. Now they are soluble in the in a water, I already told you. And in the circuit, when they are making the solution of ionic compound, yes, they are going to conduct the electricity, means bulb will glow. Clear? So student, this was the explanation of the ionic compound. Okay, thank you very much to all of you.